to show this project in action, to show this company in action, I always like showing this map. And I'm going to hand over to Oliver because he can talk a lot better here. But what I would like to highlight from our perspective is if you've been on our webinar updates during the course of last year to now, you'll see this map change continually. And I would argue that Antler probably is doing more true greenfields exploration in Southern Africa than any other listed company at the moment. And the goal is to create value, whether through a royalty, minority interest, equity stake, or be it 100% owned. So on the technical side, I'm going to hand over to Ollie and he can walk us through that.
Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying the seminar so far. So as Chris mentioned, these are our primary targets within Namibia and Zambia. The Paresis Gold Project, which Chris also mentioned in our first press release. Talene Kruger, our senior geologist, and myself will be heading out into the field next week to do some first pass mapping and sampling and just getting the lay of the land. Some important factors on our Paresis Gold Project. The location is really great for us. It's in a complex geological setting, and there are large regional structures that are moving in this area, which host significant gold mineralization. Examples of this are B2Gold's Otjikoto deposit, as well as Osino Resources Ondundu and Osino Resources' more recent Eureka discovery. Then moving on onto our Erongo Gold Project, also known as our Central Project. We've also recently completed the last bit of soil sampling and calcrete sampling on this. We had some initial gold anomalies and we followed up on this. The lithologies in this area are also very similar to Navaja QKR's deposit and Osino Resources Twin Hills. We have a few drill-ready targets that we've picked up from our soil and gold anomalies, as well as coincident magnetic anomalies from our HeliMag survey that we flew in the beginning of the project. Then on our Onkoshi Gold Project, it's 5.5 kilometer open-ended gold anomaly, which also is supported by some historical drilling and coincident EM and IP targets. We also have two new licenses to the south and the southeast bordering on the Onkoshi Gold Project. So as soon as our environmental clearances are granted on that, we're going to do our first stage of soil sampling on that. Then in the south of Namibia, we have the Ziggy Copper Mooifontein Project, also recently granted license to us. Historically, there's been some grab samples that have been up to 13% copper. From the images and historical work, it seems to be hosted in malachite, which we're quite excited about. We're also just waiting for the ECC on this target, which hopefully will be issued soon, and we'll also do our first pass on that. Then moving from Namibia to Zambia, the Ufipa Gold Project is our project that Chris was also talking about that we did with RES Prime and the University of Zambia School of Mines. We've completed the stream sed and overbank and grab sampling on that. We did about 110 stream sed samples, 110 overbank samples, and about 30 to 50 grab samples. So we're waiting for those results from the lab. And yeah, depending on that, we'll plan our next work project. Then heading to our Kessia Rare Earth Project, which is our very exciting rare earth project. It's a 3.5 kilometer wide carbonatite with proven REE enrichment. We did an original grab sampling campaign on there where we took 55 grab samples and the results were really encouraging. It's also very close to Lusaka. It's about an hour's drive depending on traffic, next to great infrastructure. So yeah, we're very excited to get some more work going on that. And then furthermore, within Namibia and Zambia, as you can see, all the purple triangles, those are new applications. In Zambia, we have another application for REEs and another one for uranium. And in Namibia, we have a few new copper applications as well as some gold applications. So once those are fully processed, we'll update you on that. But yeah, it's a quick overview.
So I think, and also with the Kesia project, last year we signed a earn and option agreement with a premier partner, Prospect Resources out of Australia, which gave the project a fair valuation. Antler will retain 49% of that project after all work and expenditure commitments and other commitments have been completed. And we look forward to working on that project together with Prospect Resources. So, here's a quick summary of what's happened in recent. I'll start in Namibia on our applications, because I think it's important to demonstrate that the company isn't just sitting on ground to hold ground. All of these targets and all of these projects that we have put together are extremely technically viable. They're early stage concepts, and they're large land positions in highly prospective areas. And arguably in two countries that are seen as two of the most stable jurisdictions in Africa. So on our application side, we've got 3 gold applications in Namibia, 2 copper applications. We have 1 rare earth application, and we have 1 zinc application. On active projects, we have our Onkoshi project. As Oliver mentioned, we were issued with 2 new licenses to the southeast and south, which gives Onkoshi not just the immediate Erindian Fearless gold prospects, but expands the targets, as well as secures our land positioning in quite a hot area. Our Paresis project, which is the conceptual project that was put together, we got the license granted. We're waiting for the second license, but work is starting on that license next week, as Oliver pointed out. We continually are working and moving our Erongo Gold Project together, which is located contiguous with Osino Resources Twin Hills project, which recently they sold or have entered into agreement with a mining company, Dundee Precious Metals. So we enjoy, we've got a great relationship with our neighbors, as we have with everyone in Namibia, and we're going to continually move that project along. Then our Ziggy copper license, that's really exciting. The license was issued to us. We were waiting for the environmental permit to start work there. Copper, the doctor of economics, is a great commodity to have in our basket, and we think that that's something that will move along nicely. In Zambia, Ollie pointed out, we have the uranium application and another rare earth license application. But again, discussing on Kesia, the deal that we've done with Prospect Resources, and on Ufipa, our gold project, the fact that we have moved this almost 600,000 hectare, 500,000 hectare license into some early stage exploration, and in a very cost-effective manner. And the nice thing that I'd also like to point out is that we were able to do this. This is a license an area that has never been tested for gold, and we've built a strong concept up there. We've been able to secure the license and move on to that license all within a year in a cost-effective manner. And we definitely are some of the first movers in Africa doing this. And that's quite a nice way to move into how we build our project and our pipeline. And what we have been very cognizant on is that we don't just have a whole bunch of projects with a whole bunch of potential work commitments and spend commitments, or projects that we're not able to get to because we don't have the capacity, be it through human resources or financially. So how we've done this is we've built a pipeline that allows us to have projects at different stages to, again, mitigate that risk of spending our capital, and allow us to move projects forward in a manner that is risk mitigated, but also allows us to work all of them and give them a fair chance to breathe. There's a lot of projects I'm sure you guys everyone on this call is fully aware of, that unfortunately haven't moved forward due to poor management or being overstretched at the time, etc. So how we do that is we continually, what's not on here, we're continually working on concepts, thinking out the box, creating our own box that allows us to put in applications in a cost-effective manner. Putting in applications as well as staking or pegging in Canadian terms allows us to be potentially the first people to have the mineral rights there for exclusive prospecting. There we highlight the fact that we have a whole swath of commodities and we're in different geographical jurisdictions. And as that moves out of an application and the conceptual project is brought now with the license, say for the Ziggy license, we have now secured the mineral rights for that area. We are now moving forward with the environmental permitting and all the other statutory requirements. But during that time, it gives us confidence to spend money on acquiring the data, as well as getting our geologists to spend time on desktop work and developing targets and an exploration program to move forward. So that when it is permitted and fully ready, it moves from there into an exploration project, such as the UFIPA project and the Paresis project, which we have mentioned. And in essence, what we have done now is not only have we developed a strong exploration program, but we've also put technical information behind our concepts. And that's value. Getting data, historical data, contextualizing it, and putting it in a format that can be digested for a potential partner is extremely important. So we digitize historical data, we verify historical data, we do all of that and stress test it against our concepts. And at this point, we have a product that not only has technical viability, but also has social and environmental and mineral licenses secured. And now we're testing the concept and we start looking for a partner at these points. So you see I've left the Kessia project in there. This is the stage at which our Kessia project entered into an agreement with Prospect Resources, who are, arguably one of the best battery mineral explorers in Africa at the moment. They discovered and developed the lithium mine in Zimbabwe, Arcadia lithium mine, which is in the top 10 size-wise in the world. And they then had an exit to a Chinese partner who they're now partners with. After that, once we've done that initial testing, that project then moves into what we call the pre-discovery stage. So what we've got to at this point is we have tested all our technical concepts. We have also verified a lot of the historical data, and it allows us to now draft a technical document that is akin to 43101 or JORC standard that is now optimized for a potential public transaction. So at this point, we have sound technical data, a sound technical program, we have drill-ready targets, and we optimize for the partner to come on, drill it out, as we did with our Midex transaction with Crescent Lake, our Ontario lithium project. So what we are managing is we do not want all our licenses to sit in this pre-discovery column over here. We need to make sure that we have 2 to 3 projects in every column and that we move them along. If in our exploration phase, projects don't stack up, we don't need to then move it forward and spend more money on it. So again, we're protecting that equity, that hard dollar raise. The money is protected and being spent on projects that have a chance of moving forward. So we're busy building this pipeline slowly, and we're actively working on moving projects out of this pre-discovery stage. And we've got a few that have gone into this model, and this is a model in action. Again, we had the Kessia Resources, Kessia Rare Earth option that was signed in 2023. Antler maintains a 2% NSR in there and a 49% interest, plus cash payments and exploration expenditure. We have been able to take a lot of those cash payments and generate that we received from Kessia and generate more targets in Zambia and Namibia. Similarly to Crescent Lake Lithium, we sold that last year to Midex Resources, and we got substantial cash payments, and we maintain a 6% equity stake in Midex. So that allows us as well to enjoy the long term that potentially will come from Midex's discoveries that they're going to do on our Crescent Lake deposit, as well as allow us to manage and liquidate when we see fit, or when we want to move forward on other projects. So again, we're getting short-term value from our cash payments and the expenditure and shares, and we're getting long-term exposure through our NSR and equity holdings on those projects.